What up, you guys? Rasatiar here in Singapore on this rainy Monday morning. Wow, okay, so let me tell you this. This weekend, magnificent. Exceeded all of my expectations, and I'm just glad we got that bride and groom over the broom. Seriously. Oh, it's been a long, long time coming. They've been together for 8, 9 years now, and they are finally married, and I'm so happy for both of them. So, definitely loads that we had going on. Very, very disruptive pattern as far as from me and my podcast and my posts and everything. But guess what? Back to your regularly scheduled programming. You can expect to hear from me every day again. Be annoyed by me if you so feel. But I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Woke up this morning kind of thinking about things, all of the relationships that are in my life at the moment, the friendships that I have going on, the people around me, the people that come and go, the people that pop up once in a while, everyone, just looking at life a little bit, because reflecting is something I tend to do after like major events, right? Just to see how I'm doing, how everyone's around me, how I can serve them better. And I got to thinking, how would you behave if you knew you were responsible for someone else's mental health? Like, take for instance the fact that Kutiji and I are mother and daughter, right? And I know that the things that I do affect her, and me being aware of that makes me responsible in a way, right? Not always, not entirely, but it makes me responsible for her and her mental health. So now that I know that her mental health is in my hands a little bit at least, how do I behave? I'm very careful. I think twice before I do things. I wonder about the repercussions of my actions. I second guess everything I do, basically. Okay, I'm a paranoid nut. But the point being that because I know I'm responsible for her mental health, I'm careful. I'm intentional. I do things with a specific purpose in mind. But on the same token, I am responsible for my mental health. And a lot of times I will make excuses. I will put aside my own values. I will do all kinds of nonsense, regardless of the fact that actually I am responsible for my mental health. Why is that? And I know all of you do it too, because it's very, very normal to put everyone else ahead of yourself, especially here in Asia. I need to learn that my mental health is something that I can affect, that I have not control, but influence over. Does that make sense? I need to remember that I can choose the people I allow near me, the people that I speak to or spend time with. Lately, I've been blocking a lot of people on social media, and it's not people I know, obviously, but it's people who are coming at me with the wrong intention. And every time, what ends up happening is they will tell me that they're in trouble, they need something, and at me, of course, I take it seriously because it's important to me. But eventually, they end up just seeking attention, which is not the same as seeking help. They will tell me whatever they need to tell me to keep me on the line, to keep me speaking to them. Even though I tell them that this is a business account, this is, something where I'm trying to provide a service for people, they're not interested in paying me money to get help. They're interested in having me speak to them about my day, what I'm doing, where I am, what I ate for breakfast, which has nothing to do with their mental health. It is a distraction. They're looking for me to fill a void that they're feeling in their life. Because I know that I'm quite capable of affecting their mental health, I need to take a step back. I will ask several times, hey, how can I help you? Oh, no, I just want to know about you. I just want a friendship. That's great. I'm glad you want a friendship, but that's not the kind of friendship I'm trying to foster here. A lot of you are looking to fill this emptiness that you feel in your life with someone, anyone, and then you tend to find yourself falling in love with those people or finding yourself that you have feelings for those people, and it's not appropriate. It's not the kind of help that you need. If I knew that I was responsible for someone else's mental health, most of the time I would find myself trying to improve myself, trying to make sure that I'm the best possible version of myself so that who I am positively affects the person that I'm responsible for. It's part of the reason that I'm so hell-bent on trying to make myself the best parent that I can be, because How I parent affects my child. Trust me, I had parents too. I watched a lot of parents around me. I've seen a lot of kids and how they respond to the parenting that was around them, that was available to them. I get it. Every one of us affects the other. Sometimes unintentionally, sometimes you are a constant force in their life, and you need to be careful of the kind of force that you bring. The energy. I have a friend whom I love dearly, and I speak to them on and off at their convenience, and that's okay because they're going through a lot at the moment. But I wonder sometimes, if I were to ask them for help, if I were to ask them, is it okay if I lean on you, would they be there for me? Not in a capacity where I actually need someone's help, but would being there for me help them out of their rut? Would being responsible for someone else's life, for someone else's well-being, for someone else's finances, would that responsibility help them get their life together, or would it make it worse? I think about all these men who are suddenly finding that there's no suitable option outside of suicide. And I wonder, some of them are parents, some of them are husbands. What makes them think that their leaving the situation would help anything? It will temporarily alleviate the problems that they're facing, but it would also effectively transfer all those problems to someone else, with the added measure of grief over the loss of a loved one. I sometimes wonder, what if suicide was not actually an option? What if we never died? What if we were eternal? What if we lived forever? How would we live our lives then? If there was no end, if there was no option for an end, what would you do with your life? Would you be forced to live it then, rather than just exist? I think about these vampires on the originals and Vampire Diaries. Yes, I'm still watching that stuff. Okay, relax. I think about those characters, and some of them have been alive for 2,000 years, 500 years. Catherine was running for 500 years, but she still managed a way to live in between all of that running. For 2,000 years, there was a specific vampire who was given the option to die or to continue living, with the thought that if someone were to revive them, they might join their lover. Stayed there for 2,000 years with the solution just in front of them. They could end it, and they chose not to because love was so strong. What is the driving force in our lives? What is there that's stronger than the idea of escape? It really depends on what you believe. It really depends on your priorities and what you think is important to you. Some of us can handle the responsibility. Some of us can't, and that's okay. But how do we move forward from there? How does knowing that help you? Every time I get on the air, every time I air my feelings on a subject, every time I write a post, every time I leave a bit of myself on social media, I wonder. I love all these people. I want to see them all happy and thriving, really living their lives, finding reasons to laugh, rather than focusing on all the reasons they have to cry. And I wonder, me leaving these little footprints everywhere, does that help you? What if that hurt you? Would I change the way I do things? What if it was half and half? What if it was half of you that were so super thrilled and inspired and moved on with your life, and half of you that took it as, oh my God, what are you trying to say? That I'm not good enough? And you got upset and you decided that, you were going to end it all. How would I feel about that? Would I continue doing what I'm doing? To be honest, I would continue doing it. I would probably change the way I do things. I'd probably take into account your feedback if you've been brave enough to tell me what you think, and adjust so that I can really serve you guys. because I am here to serve. I am here to project love onto the collective, to show people what it's like to be well loved, to show you what love without attachment looks like. I love because I can. I love because it's who I am. I had a friend tell me that, yes, they believe I was loved, but they were just an idea. And I felt sad because that's the way they chose to describe themselves. Because we are all expressions of love. We're all physically here, which means we're more than just an idea. We just are. We are not our thoughts. We observe our thoughts. We observe our feelings. We are just a consciousness connected to every other living being. I really wonder about that. Could giving someone who has no hope a responsibility help them foster hope? Could showing someone what love feels like allow them to love in their own way without being attached to the person who gave you love in the first place? Or does that not work that way? Can I not love you without you being attached to me, or me being attached to you? Unconditional love is love without attachment. And I wonder if I'm capable. Not wanting anything out from you? Absolutely, yes, I'm capable of that. Doing it because I want to? Absolutely, I do it all the time. But not being attached to you? I'm not sure. So I thought I'd get here and leave it out in the ether and see what people respond to, because I want to know. These are the questions I'm faced with. This is how I wonder, should I be helping? How can I help? What's possible? Anyway, I'm back. We got a couple more weeks to knock out some content to get ready for the new decade, a new leaf. Every time I hear the words 2020, I think perfect vision, clear vision, hindsight, understanding, equal opportunity. But it's more about vision. And I'm excited, I gotta tell you. But I want to make sure I end 2019 with a bang. I want to make sure I show myself that, hey, the amount of content I created this year, y'all, is better than anything I've done before. And I want to love even harder in 2020 than I do now. I love you guys, and I'll catch you again soon.